everyone, Trevor here, and welcome back to a new episode of Tiger Vlogs and Discussions. I finally came up with a name for this series. If you're unfamiliar with this show, this is a more relaxed kind of video where I get to talk about whatever I want. It's not treated as a main project, and this is not going to replace something like my Whole Cake Island review. This is a weekly show that's designed so that I can give you guys something during the wait for other projects. Sometimes the topics of my discussions are my own, and sometimes a poll will decide what's next. Last week, I went over my history with Yu Yu Hakusho and gushed over the main character Yusuke Urameshi. So if you haven't seen that, a link to it will be in the description, though beware, I spoiled the whole series, so only watch that video if you know what that show is about. Anyway, I held a poll on Twitter to see what my next topic is, and the majority said One Piece. Fuck off, Jiren, you piece of shit. However, thanks to Heekin D. Caesar, I really hope I said that correctly, we have our topic today, Eustass Kid, Captain of the Kid Pirates, the most threatening name for a group since the Lost Boys from Peter Pan. I'm gonna call it now. I have a feeling this video won't be as long as the Yusuke video, mainly because we don't know that much about Captain Kidd. We first see him along with the introduction for all the other supernovas at Sabaody, but unlike Trafalgar Law, Kidd doesn't have a customary sad character flashback to make us love him. At least, not yet. Got a feeling we'll be seeing that in Wano. So what do I personally think of him? I think he's pretty cool. He's easily one of the most well-known supernovas. He looks cool. He has a wicked sweet devil fruit. I like that he's more of an anti-hero or rival instead of an ally. He acts rough and he has the skills. And the fact that in the Funimation dub, he's voiced by Justin Cook, you know, the same voice actor for Yusuke Urameshi. Instant win, 10 out of 10. But what do we actually know about Eustass Kid? Let's start with his past. Eustass Kid hails from the South Blue. He got his crew there along with his vice captain Killer, who was also one of the supernovas. Also, I just thought of this. Is Killer just a nickname, or is that his actual birth name? If Star Wars The Clone Wars can get away with, and this is true, a character who's named Savage Opress, anything is possible. Now, before Sabaody, Kid and his crew became infamous pirates. In fact, at the time, he had the highest bounty out of all the supernovas. And it wasn't because he took down any of the warlords like Luffy did. No, Captain Kidd seems to be a fan of collateral damage. In his wake was a body count for civilians. And, actually, has there been a character that has been responsible for civilian casualties on purpose? We know the Navy does that. Doflamingo did that in Dressrosa. Gecko Moria? No, he went after pirates. Celestial dragons, but they're just giant douchebags anyway. Okay, the point is that it was kind of weird for me to see a pirate character in One Piece, well, act like a real-life pirate. Kid was arrogant, tough, a killer, but he also values freedom on the sea. Unlike Luffy, though, this idea of freedom is a little more on the extreme side. If you want to be a pirate, if you want to live free on the ocean, you better be strong. Otherwise, you will be murdered by those that deserve that title. It's kind of like what Crocodile said when there are too many amateurs on the sea. Kid, though, seems to take an equal amount of joy and anger, crushing those who are weak. So what other character traits does he have? Damn. How do I put this? I would say he's selfish, but he has an open mind. Kid lives for himself, always finding a way to make his life better. I'm not too sure if he treats his crew well. I guess that's why Killer is there, because he always keeps Kid in line emotionally wise. But in every appearance he has, Kid looks for opportunities, chances to make his name known. There was only one time, as far as I know of, that he had to retreat, and that was when he ran into Big Mom's crew in her territory. I really want to see that event. How cool for an intro would it have been if, during this meeting, Kid met Katakuri, and that was our introduction to Katakuri. Kid tries to fight him, but Katakuri keeps knocking Kid around, forcing a retreat. That'd be pretty cool to see. Unless Kid met Smoothie. At that point, he could probably win with the bare amount of plot armor he has. God, she was such a disappointment. But I'm moving on. Anyway, aside from being selfish, Kid does have a trait that I wish I saw more in One Piece. Being informed and intelligence. What I mean by that is that Kid takes advantage of every opportunity to learn more about the world. He learns about the Celestial Dragons, he saw the Marineford War at a safe distance, he keeps tabs on his fellow supernovas, he goes to black market events like Caesar's weapon demonstration, and he's smart enough to make alliances in the new world to rise in power. Whenever we don't see Kid fighting, we see him scheming in the background, looking to learn more so that he can advance more, which is a really refreshing which is a really refreshing thing to see, because our main characters in this story have like one direction and they've been winging it since chapter 1. Unfortunately though, Kid hit the ultimate roadblock in the new world after he makes an alliance with Apu and Hawkins to take down Shanks. Kaido literally drops in and proceeds to crush their hopes and dreams. I guess. It's hard to tell exactly what happened because we never saw the aftermath of that scene. It's clear that Hawkins and Apu joined Kaido, but I'm willing to bet that was after Kid decided to fight Kaido there and then. I'm calling it now, making this a theory video. So, Kid versus Kaido did happen, but I bet the fight only lasted like 10 panels, and that's being extremely generous. After that, everyone else is like, well, screw this alliance shit. We saw what a Yonko can do. Let's live under them. I hear they have good dental. Have you seen Kaido's teeth? And now Kid is living in a jail cell as Kaido's neighbor. Yay! And that was the end of Eustass Kid. As of this video, he's obviously going to have a big role in taking down Kaido, but before I go theorizing about the future, I want to talk about his powers. I mean, this is a discussion video in a way, it'd be a crime not to talk about that aspect. So, Eustass Kid is One Piece's version of Magneto. There's no other way I can possibly explain it. He can attract metal, repel metal, chunk metal together to make arms and widespread attacks. It's a little insane. Also, Kid has this purple lightning whenever he uses his devil fruit, and so does Magneto. And both of them do act like they're supposed to be the leaders of their respective races, so yeah. Michael Fassbender as Eustass Kid in the live-action One Piece movie. Do it! I dare you, Hollywood! Anyway, I can see how Eustass Kid earned his feared title. When you can attract metal and use enemy weapons against their owners, you know you got a pretty powerful weapon. Actually, hold on a second. Hold on. What is Mihawk's blade made out of? I want to say it's just regular metal, but it's a special kind of blade. So I wonder if there's any I'm looking this shit up. I'm looking it up on my phone. Let's see. What is his blade made of? I'm actually Googling this right now. Okay. Mihawk blade. Okay, first result, Yoru. Okay. Summary. No, that's not what I want. Alright, scrolling down. 7-foot blade. Abilities. Nah, that's not what I want. Trivia? Maybe it's in there? No, maybe in anime and manga differences. Material. Huh, there's nothing. Okay, so there's no logical reason that Eustass Kid can't use Mihawk's sword against him. Or even Zoro's. Holy shit. Eustass Kid is now officially Yonko level! I'm calling it now, ladies and gentlemen. Fuck off, Judge, you top 5 whore. Get the fuck out, Shanks. A new king has entered the arena! Alright, future me, I really hope you did a cool edit or something in that gap. So, Kid has really simple powers. I feel like they're simple because he's just a human magnet, and we have seen this in human form and video game form a lot. I guess the only thing about his powers I could speculate on would be his possible fruit awaken. That's just the thing though. How the hell do you awaken a magnet? My guess is that Kid would be able to control the flow of electricity or something in a magnet to make more of that lightning from mentioned earlier. As you can tell, I'm well versed in the laws of science. Marco would be so proud of me. I guess what would be pretty cool is that Kid could tap into the very iron inside human bodies and use them to toss bodies around. That'd be pretty cool. I think that would be the extent of a awakened ability though. Like I said, I'm not really good at this kind of stuff anymore. Although, then again, when was I ever? So, with all that being said, let's talk about the future of Eustass Kid. So obviously from this point forward, this is just headcanon. I'll be given the bare bones description of what I think is gonna happen story-wise, because I want to focus on Kid for this video. Anyway, what I think is gonna happen is that there's going to come a time where Luffy has to break Kid out, because to take Kaido on, they'll need as many supernovas as possible. They'll probably notice just how strong Kaido is on their own, so they need more bodies to throw at, and maybe an insider scoop as to how Kaido fights. So one thrilling escape later, Eustass Kid is like, "Screw you, Straw Hat! I'm not gonna team up with you, you're my rival, I'm my own captain! Hell, I should be the captain of our generation!" And from there we could have a cool little showdown between Luffy and Kid, but it wouldn't be one of those fights that lasts like 5 chapters. It would be like 1 to 3. 3 being, again, extremely generous. And it'll end with Luffy pinning Kid down, yelling something like, "I don't care about your title, and neither does Kaido. We gotta work together, man, if we want to move on to the next stage, let alone survive." Also, I want you to know I'm gonna be the Pirate King. I don't think I say that enough. So Luffy and Kid would officially form an alliance, and through that get Hawkins and Apu back on the team. That way we have more than half of the supernovas, along with Luffy and his allies ready to bring down Kaido and free Wano. Except for Kid, it will be a simple case of revenge. I can only assume after that Kid will be somehow inspired by Luffy and become a formal member to the Straw Hat fleet. That might be going too far. Again, Kid isn't really a team player, but if anyone can change his mind or personality, it's gonna be Luffy. After that, Kid would come back for the final arc, maybe use his powers to help turn the tide of the final war that's supposed to happen, and then watch Luffy become the Pirate King. Again, this is all headcanon, speculation, fanboy dreams, whatever you want to call them. But I feel like the shape of the path is gonna stay the same, if that makes sense. He will be a rival, but end up as an ally when it counts. It'll just be interesting to see that, just because of the kind of man that Kid is. So after all of that, I can't really think of much else to say. I do apologize if you guys were expecting like a 40-minute video of me going into every possible detail and feature about Kid. I'm no Tekken 101, and that's not really my style. But I hope you guys enjoyed this little video all the same. I don't really know what I'm going to do for next week's Of course, I make it to the end, and I mess up the goddamn ending. Start over! Alright, so as I was saying before my mouth malfunctioned, I don't really know what I'm going to talk about for next week's topic, but if there was something you wanted me to talk about, let me know in the comments below and I can see what happens. So with that, my friends, my legends, Thank you so much for watching this video in the first place. I will see you all next time. Take care.